What's up, FFP family and friends and all the like? How are you doing? Happy Friday, Junior. As we all know, I'm like in my matching pajama lounge era. Like, what I'm wearing, I never want to take off. I got it from Amazon yesterday, and because I wanted to Chattanooga this weekend with some girlfriends, and I needed something cute and cozy, and I got this. It had kind of like a matching like robe drape thing, but that was a little too much for being recorded right now. Let me put this on silent real quick. So this past weekend, let's see, we talked last week about going to Oktoberfest. We actually went Friday night for the nighttime vibes. Then we went on Saturday for the day vibe, and it was great. They had good beer. They had a good time. Although the only thing I didn't like, and I'm not going to talk long about this, but the only thing I didn't like was that there was like a group there who were, the big microphones, being like, "You're going to hell. You're condemned if you don't get saved by the Lord." It's like, these are the people that ruin it for everybody else, So that was not cool. Anyway, that was fun. We had a really good time, and I absolutely got my steps in, and I nailed it because the festival was only a couple blocks away, but we had a really good time. I got some cute t-shirts, saw the kitty truck. I did not adopt another cat, although I could have, but I won't. I think the sweet spot for me is 2 at a time, and then I'll get a dog at one point, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, like I said, I'm going to Chattanooga this weekend with some girlfriends. It's just like a quick little trip that we decided to plan. Well, my friend April decided to plan because she gets antsy real easily with not having any trips planned, so she'll do like quick stuff like this, and I love it, and I always tag along. It's just like really quick though. We're just gonna do like a cute little Italian dinner Friday, and then I'm gonna cook pizza for everybody Saturday. So I'm actually kind of excited about that. Cooking for my friends is like one of my love languages. Like I genuinely love to do that, and it just is my way to express like my true love for my friends. So if I cook for you, you be special. And so just so you know that. Anyway, yeah, so speaking of walking, that is what we're going to talk about today. Like I promised from last week, we were talking about the basics of water, and then just like the basics in general, and why you should just never skimp out on what seems to be minor things that don't seem to matter very much, and walking is one of them. And walking was such a blessing to me in my journey because I don't like cardio, and I think a lot of you can agree with me on that, and we're kind of all standing on that same hill of I will not do cardio. I will not run a mile. I will not do that. So walking has really come in and saved the day for me when I started my journey, because that was kind of the thing in the back of my mind is like, I'm gonna have to put up with running on a treadmill or like being on the elliptical, and I don't want to do that. I don't. And you know what? I didn't have to. That was the greatest thing. The only thing that you really have to worry about is just moving. Right? Moving than you normally would. That helps move the dial in your weight loss or fat loss journey, is these little things that you can do, and walking is one of them, and it helps, it keeps your heart rate a little more boosted throughout the day if you stay on your feet a little longer. Yeah, I'll have periods of sitting down and working, but I'll make a point to get up and like do some extra chores. Like my house constantly stays organized and clean. Although right now, like, thank God you only see one little corner because it's laundry day. All right, procrastinated and didn't do the laundry over the weekend. So it's getting done now. So there's clothes all over that couch. And besides that, my house stays organized and clean because I'd rather do that than take the time to go downstairs at our apartment gym and get on the treadmill for, 45 minutes. Although I do that, and there are days that I do that, it's just one of the best tips that I heard when it came to like, oh my God, it's so hard to get 10,000 steps in a day, or even my average daily is like 8,500. So don't put that much pressure on yourself. But it's like, well, what do I do? Like all this time in the gym and blah, blah, blah. One of the best tips that I heard to do this is like work to get the steps in your everyday routine. So, I was going to talk about this a little later, but it's fine. I'll just talk about it now. Like little ideas to get your steps in for the day. One of the things that I do and everyone does is, park a little further away. Yes, that does matter. Even if it's like an extra 20 steps, like it all adds up. And then when I'm doing my laundry and I'm not in a rush and it's just a regular day and I'm just have the TV on, watching the show, I'll go back and forth. Granted, my apartment is not the size of a normal house and I have no stairs, but it's something to think about. Is I'll go back and forth from the dryer, or usually the chair I'm sitting in is our laundry chair. So I'll dump all the laundry here and then just like hang or fold things one by one, just going back and forth. I vacuum a lot more often than I normally do. I, mop my floor more often than I normally do. Things like that, because that is like, to me, I'd rather do that. If I were to pick, and I have to, honestly, I have to pick which one I'm going to do, is go downstairs and do, a treadmill session, or just get stuff done around my house, or go on an errand and walk around the grocery store a couple more times. And the way I do grocery shopping is not efficient at all anyway, so that works out. But yeah, walking is something that you should really never skimp on. And if you don't like cardio at all, that's great. All you have to do is walk. This is a win. This is a great win for us. So a couple of other benefits for walking that you get from walking are actually pretty incredible, because it really can help you with your longevity in your life, right? I talk about this a lot, where I want to be able to be on my feet for as long as possible, up and moving around, and staying active on your feet now versus later and getting into that habit is a way to do that. Your body is designed to walk. Duh, Katelynn, like that is obvious, but we don't often think about those like basic biological things, right? So being on your feet for longer, earlier in your life, can increase the span of your life and the amount of time that you're not going to spend in a wheelchair. And I think that's honestly, that's a win. But a couple of other little benefits just for our little school session today. Not only increase longevity, we stay on our feet more, but obviously better cardiovascular health. No, I'm not going to beat somebody in a race because I will be winded a little bit faster than them. But that does reduce any like cardiovascular diseases or that are associated with your cardiovascular health. Walking and cardio and just cardio walking, let's just kind of put that together, can decrease those chances of that happening by a lot. And you can look up those studies, but I'm not a numbers girl and I'm not going to force you guys to hear all that. But also we can improve lots of cognitive function. Walking can help clear those neural pathways in our brain, believe it or not, which clears your brain of that gunk. And how people say, I just need to clear my mind. I just need to relax. That's what walking can literally do for you. Also, as we all know, digestive health. If you have poo-poo issues, I'm talking to you guys. Let's go on a walk after you eat a big meal. And you feel, every time I've done that, I don't do it every single meal. I'm not that person. But there are times when I go on a walk after a large meal, or if Mark and I are out on a date, and we tend to eat a lot when when we're out on our dates. And we also often walk to those restaurants. And I'm just so grateful for that walk because, by the time I'm home, I'm not as uncomfortable as I was. And I just feel better. I feel less heavy, when your gut just feels just descended with food. You get that food baby. Walking really helps get that, process moving in your digestive system so that you can eliminate it from your body a lot faster. So if you have poo-poo issues, go on a walk after you eat. And you know what? I was going to look up the studies or whatever, but we all kind of have heard how Europeans are usually are healthier, quote unquote, healthier than us Americans. They have lower body weight, lower body mass in general. And there have actually been studies of that walking is one of the major reasons why. Granted, America's not that walkable in most cities like Europe is, but, they have there can have that advantage, but that doesn't mean that we can't make the effort to get up, to get up and walk more often. And it might take a little bit more effort than the Europeans, but you know what? We can do it. We can do it. Yeah. And like I said, with digestive functions, that can help with, the circulation. That's kind of along those same lines, which helps that flow of lymph, which helps you have better BMs, which gives you more oxygen flow, which leads to better energy and better sleep and a clearer head. There's this chain reaction that happens when you just literally just walk. Can you believe that? You get better sleep because you get more oxygen in your blood and in your brain. And oxygen, hey, guess what? We can't live without that. And it helps heal our body a lot faster. I talked about this a while ago with Nicole, where there were some archaeological, I'm going to ruin that word, you know what I mean, people who study history. And there were these clues that there was just more oxygen in the air in the Bible times and prehistoric times, because there were these signs of, humans being obviously living a lot longer. We all know that, a lot longer than we do now, and just being bigger humans, giants, tall. And that they attributed that to more oxygen was just in the air, because people could live longer because they were getting healed faster, right? You can make a lot of excuses as to why people lived longer back then. They don't have the standard American diet. But that was just one of the most interesting things that I read or heard. It was a TikTok, actually. So it was just a quick clip, and I didn't really dig deeper other than just watching that quick bit. But how interesting is that? The more oxygen we can get into our bodies, just the healthier we are in general. So what helps us do that? Walking. And I know Gary Brecka, well, he's not the only one, but I've been seeing a lot of his videos on your morning routine should include 8 annoyingly large, deep breaths, just to get that oxygen flow into your body, because you wake up faster, your mind gets clearer, and you can operate throughout your day a lot easier because you have more energy. You don't get that, 2 to 3 p.m. slump. And I think it helps regulate your blood sugar. Don't quote me on that. But this is not an episode about oxygen, but it could be. It really could be. But no, walking is something that you should not be rolling your eyes at, because you could have, honestly, a trainer that could force you to get on the elliptical for 45 minutes a day, and then you walk over to the stair climber and do that for 15 minutes. And no, it doesn't have to be that way. Get on the treadmill, walk, scroll through TikTok. That's literally what I do. And if I'm a little low some days, I'll go, my apartment building is really long. So I'll just go out into the hallway, go back and forth while I scroll through Instagram. Like, there's things that we can do with our unhealthy habits with healthy habits, like scrolling through Instagram while you walk. I'm such a good example, guys. But yeah, that's honestly something that you should not just make an excuse on, because it could be so much worse. I promise you, all you have to do is walk. And if you don't know where to start, I would start with tracking how many steps a day you just naturally get. Like, you see your baseline. You know, if you're a 9-to-5er, then it's probably not going to be a lot. You know, I'm a 9-to-5er. I get it. And I remember when I first started tracking my steps, it was like maybe 2,000 a day. Like during the week. On the weekends, it was more because I was, you know, out and about in the city and, you know, having brunch all day long. So I would start there. And then, you know, pretty much everybody has an Apple Watch or I don't have an Apple Watch, but I have a Samsung one. Your phone tracks your steps, but, you know, you don't want to literally carry your phone literally everywhere. Like, get up to go to the bathroom. Like, no. So if you already have a watch, then just track it on there. Pro tip, put it on your dominant hand. Pro tip. And push yourself to increase your steps more and more every week. You can go cold turkey and just tomorrow, every day, I'm doing 8,000 steps. Like, okay, great, do that. Figure it out. You'll figure it out. But then just get creative with how you do it. Like I was mentioning at the top of the episode was, you know, vacuum more often, or, you know, you see a thing that needs to be put away, just go put it away. Or you could just walk around the block, walk your dog more. That's why I want a dog so bad. I want to be able to walk my little puppy. Yeah, do an extra walk with your dog. I'm sure he'll love it, right? He'll definitely love that. And, you know, if you really need to, then step on the treadmill, get those walking pads. I've been wanting to do that. Getting a walking pad for my desk, but then that means I would need a standing desk, and that means I'd have to spend almost another $1,000 in upgrades of a desk and a walking pad, and like, I'm not there yet. I'm doing just fine for now. And yeah, if you live in an area where you can walk to a restaurant, or you know, if you are in a downtown area for fun, then walk to the next restaurant, walk to the next bar or activity if it's not that big of a deal, you know, and it really isn't. I remember when, there's a fly. When Mark and I first started dating, I can't remember if I'd started getting coached when that timeline kind of hit. I don't think I'd started getting coached yet. No, I hadn't. It was before I started getting coached. And he loved to walk. And he lived a little bit closer to, you know, a bunch of other bars and downtown stuff. And he would be like, oh, well, let's walk there. And I would throw a fit. I didn't want to, because one reason is that I didn't want to walk because of my feet, and I wanted to wear cute shoes. I had to get over that really quick. I did, and I just upgraded, you know, getting some cuter shoes that are comfortable and are walkable, you know. He used to give me the hardest time about not wanting to walk anywhere, and then I was just so lazy. I'm like, no, it's not that. I mean, maybe part of it, especially if it was hot. And now look at me now. I'm a new woman. Anyway, so yeah, this is your reminder. Get your steps in, track your steps, have some fun, bring the family, work on that gut health, work on your little daily BMs. And next week, you know, I don't know what we're going to talk about. You know, I've been wanting to get more into Enneagram stuff. So if you want to hear more Enneagram stuff, let me know in what ways, because I'm going to be ramping up my education in that area, all for the benefit of you, believe it or not, and me, but mostly you, because I'm really passionate about it. But yeah, we're going to be doing a little bit more Enneagram focused sessions here. So stay tuned for that. And, big thing. I'm pretty sure it's live now. This is the FFP News Corner. We just launched a group coaching. I'm pretty sure it's live. Go to the website below in the show notes, click it, sign up. We're only doing small groups at a time. I think 10 to 11 people at a time. So it remains a group, but also not an extremely large group where it's annoying and not personable. So that's really fun. You get a ton of benefits with the group coaching, which includes, it being affordable. I think it was like $170 a month. Don't quote me on that, but it was something like that. And it's month to month. There's no long-term commitments, and you get, Coach Lindsay, who is my Lindsay, as a coach, and she's incredible. And there's so many other things. So please go check that out if you are the least bit interested in coming along your fitness journey a little bit further and pushing yourself, especially before the new year. Don't be that person who's going to be that resolutioner, who's going to lose the 30 pounds in 2024 and then become the statistic. And, don't do that. Don't do that. Let's just start before that. I started getting coached before the new year in 2021. Yeah. Was it 2021? Pretty sure. Yeah, 2021. And I started in November. So my 3-year anniversary, I cannot do numbers right now, but my anniversary is coming up. So I encourage you to do it before the holidays because it will teach you some great habits for the holidays. It's not that you're going to be restricted or be stressed out because you all of a sudden have to follow this nutrition plan or macro plan and all of a sudden get all these workouts in. This is what we are about, is being able to have your life and enjoy your holidays while also being mindful and being more in balance during the holiday season. So it's not like binge starve because you're going to all these holiday parties or family dinners. That's what we're all about here, is creating that balance of, I can still have my turkey dinner or my Christmas Eve dinner with my family and eat all those things, but just knowing how to do it in the right way. Okay? So don't be scared or nervous or intimidated. This is what we're about. And I think if you were to dream up your ideal life, it would include that, where you can achieve your physique goals, your health goals, while also still enjoying your life. That's what we're all about. And I know you want that too. Okay? You can't argue with me and you can't change my mind. So go check that out. And until next time, guys, thanks for joining me in again today. Love that you hear me. Please leave a review if you haven't already. That greatly helps us. It's my birthday month, so please, that is why I request for my birthday. Grab your phone, leave a 5-star review. You don't even have to write anything. Leave a 5-star review, grab your friend's phone, do the same thing, and let's just all get along here. So anyway, everybody, you have a great rest of the day and good weekend as well. Bye. Thanks for listening to the FFP Alignment Podcast. Please support us by downloading, rating, and recommending us to your friends and family. Be sure to check us out on Instagram at the FitFemme Project. That's FITFEMME Project. And for those of you looking to find their essential balance of lifestyle and fitness, book a free consult by going to thefitfemmeproject.com. That's FITFEMME Project.com and click Apply Now. Until next time, this is the FitFemme Project Alignment Podcast.